Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Cave Chatter. This is your host, Justin. I'm here with Cameron over a online podcast once again. Hopefully, Cameron has some better internet today. But I also do have a big announcement for our listeners. So we are now going to be known as Fantasy Football Entertainment, hosted by Cave Chatter. So we're moving on to bigger and better things.
Can you tell the people why the name change?
So the why the name change is I am really interested in expanding our knowledge away from fantasy football. So I want to have other shows.
Away from just fantasy.
Yeah, away from just fantasy football. So I have a few ideas in the mix. I'm starting to throw around and see what we can do, but it just made more sense to separate the two. So, but that's all I got. So my week, last couple weeks have been really busy. Honestly, trying to figure all that out, and then also remember that I do have a real job too. So sometimes it's hard.
We both do have a real job. Yes, it's accurate. It's not just you.
So,
and I've been getting home late.
I know, that's good.
Real job. That is good.
But yeah, so we are officially, I did screw up this intro, but we are Fantasy Football Entertainment.
Yeah? Well, that's good. You got to leave it in there.
Hosted by Cave Chatter or presented by Cave Chatter. But next show, I'll get it good. It was habit.
Yeah. We're going to have to change our intro now, too?
What about it?
Oh, do you not still do the intro?
Oh, no. I had to get rid of that. It's only me. Yeah. It's only me and you now, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But.
Well, okay, we can make a new one.
It is a big week, though. You know why? Because our Turkey Bowl, our Friendship Turkey Bowl is coming up. And I got the football right here. Been tossing it around a little bit. Definitely ready to school y'all. Get my inner Rodgers in. So, I'm sure you'll play Dak Prescott and break your ankle.
Hey, don't put that on me, okay? Because that's a real concern, actually. Typically, whenever I play sports, one of the ankles goes down. Never know which
makes
one.
No sense, because you got some cankles down there. You'd think they'd be protected.
So, not to get too into it, I've actually been to the doctor before, and there's something weird with my ankles. There's too much give in them.
So you and Dak probably have the same ankles.
No, Dak just got tackled.
If y'all didn't,
could have happened to anybody.
So for those who don't know, Cameron has calves and ankles like the size of a tree trunk.
This is a family-friendly show. I can't.
When he rolls his ankle, he basically rolls his whole leg, his shin.
I'm not like a big person or anything. I got so much weight coming ankles that it's bound to just any time I take a step.
But
I'm just so fast that I make sharp cuts, and sometimes the ankle just says, nope, can't do that.
But yes, it's our first annual Turkey Bowl.
Turkey Bowl.
I'm going to be
the old flag football.
Hopefully Cameron doesn't get picked last. We should have, what we should have had for Cave Chatter or Fantasy. Yeah, I guess it would still be Cave Chatter. We should have had a combine with all our friends. We might still do that. That's actually...
That's a really good idea. We get a bigger following, more entertainment.
Yeah, well, the Turkey Bowl will definitely be on our YouTube channel.
You gonna get the wife to record it?
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna get a combine, maybe like the hour before the game.
No, like next year. Like, while the actual NFL Combine is going on, we can do our own. While we're grading out our rookies for next year.
Because we did have a conversation about who was the best athlete in the group. That would separate it right there.
Yes. We also had what it actually means to be athletic, which you didn't understand.
I would say playing college baseball makes you athletic.
And my argument was being good at one sport does not inherently make you athletic. It just makes you good at that sport. It just makes you skilled.
I don't know
There's
about
a difference between skill and
I
athleticism.
was a catcher. Catchers can do anything.
Exactly. It doesn't help. It just means you could squat well. That's about all.
Well, definitely y'all need to start tuning in on our Turkey Bowl. We will have some game time interviews. Trying to bring more content to Cave
Try
Chatter.
to keep it as family friendly as possible on that one. You get a bunch of grown men on the field.
Yeah,
out of shape.
I bought flags. It's about to get real. I might even bring out the eye black.
I am going to. How do we have like an idea of? Are we playing to a score? Are we playing a time
we're
limit?
gonna play 4 quarters, 10 minutes each.
Okay, so I am predicting at least 3 touchdowns for myself.
If I'm your quarterback.
Yes, that is built into the prediction is that you have to be my quarterback.
Well, you were going to be my first pick, and then you shot yourself in the foot and said some hateful things in our group chat. So
I had to defend myself. You were coming at me.
I didn't say nothing. All I said was your high school doesn't exist anymore.
It's true, and what I said was true too.
Yeah, it was messed up, uncalled for.
I'm the only, but to be fair, I'm the only one who is allowed to say that. If anybody else would have said that, you would have been actually mad.
Yeah, you and Drew probably the only ones. Yeah, just because Drew actually helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, that's what we've been.
All right.
That's what we got in the works. I am excited about our new shows eventually. So, but yeah, so what we have on the agenda today is going to be kind of catch you up on kind of the crazy injuries going around this whole season, what happened this week. And then we are going to actually discuss the top 10 flex players for the fantasy season so far. So no quarterbacks, just flex positions. Obviously, if we did top 10 overall, it would consist mainly of just quarterbacks because of points. So, but we're going to do that, and then I'll have another fun question for Cameron at the end. So, take it away on the injuries, Cam.
Probably the most notable injury, or the most impactful injury from this past weekend would be Aaron Jones.
Yes.
Of the Green Bay Packers. So, if you watch the game, he came out in the fourth quarter on a tackle. It didn't look too bad, but so they diagnosed him with an MCL sprain on his right knee.
And I made a boo-boo and traded him because I was an emotional Packers fan. I thought he tore his ACL.
Who'd you trade him to?
To you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And it almost got you kicked out of our Dynasty League by making that trade.
2 hours after the game, I was emotional.
Yeah. No. Aaron, but so I'm reading the report right now. Obviously, did not practice. No surprise. They're expecting him to miss a couple of weeks. As of right now, he has not been put on IR.
Well, he sprained his MCL last year, too.
So, I wish I had it pulled up. I saw somebody had tweeted, I think it was a Packers reporter or something. He has had 3 separate sprains to that same MCL on his right knee, and he has not missed more than, I believe it was 3 games for any one of the previous ones. He also sprained his left MCL too and only missed a couple games.
He came out of that tent crying, and that's why I traded him.
I know. And that made it like, maybe they initially thought that he tore his MCL.
Yeah. Even then, that's a 4-week surgery.
Torn MCL? No.
MCLs, which one is it? You could literally play on it. That
season.
MCL,
yes, you can, but not necessarily in the NFL. Once you have surgery, you're out for 6 weeks, I believe it is. I'm going based off of basketball player, but
Klay Thompson. No, he has ACL.
No, I'm thinking of Porzingis.
Yeah,
last year
if you want to call him a basketball player, I call him a waste of talent.
I would too. He's playing better recently. But anyway, Aaron Jones, dude must have the strongest MCLs ever. If he's sprained them so many times, but they've never torn.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
Either way, I think it's A.J. Dillon season. And
yeah,
if I'm not wrong, Aaron Jones' contract's up next season.
Oh gosh, why did you bring that? Did they not re-sign him recently?
I don't think so.
I could have swore they re-signed him in the offseason.
Because Devonta is a free agent this season. I think Aaron Jones is still on his rookie contract.
No, here, let me...
I could be mistaken.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I could have sworn that they had re-signed him. Because I remembered like going into last offseason.
I listen to a Packers podcast every day, but they haven't brought that up.
He is... What year is it? Yeah, so he signed a 4-year, $48 million deal.
Was it this offseason?
Yeah, this past offseason. Okay. So he's locked in till at least 2024.
Oh, yeah, so that makes me feel worse about my trade. But it is what it is. I got an awful trade out of it, but it's...
Well, you got... who'd you get? I gave you...
Melvin Gordon.
Hunter Renfrow.
And I think Hunter Renfrow is going to make a name for himself in Oakland. So,
no, Hunter Renfrow is a sneaky, great
PPR receiver.
Sneaky, really good PPR receiver. Yeah, because he doesn't get a lot of yards, but he gets a lot of short. Especially with Derek Carr, the dude either throws the ball 5 yards down the field or 50. Yeah, there's no in between for Derek Carr.
But I really thought he tore his ACL, and I still have a chance to make playoffs in that league. Unfortunately, I'm 6-4. I've lost 3 straight, but I'm still in.
Yeah, and I'm 7-3, and I've won 3 straight.
I'm still in a playoff position. So.
And then I'm going to get Jones back for the playoff.
Yeah,
I might win that league. But yeah, obviously, so.
But it was an emotional decision.
Yeah, and a point I was making earlier, they didn't put him on IR, or they haven't yet. Yeah. So I think that's a good sign that he's likely only going to miss a couple weeks, because if you get put on IR, you have to miss a minimum of 3 games.
Yeah. Well, I would put him on IR. We don't need him to win.
Yeah. Well, plus the good thing is, so they have 2 games. So they play Minnesota this week. They got the Rams next week, and then the bye. So if you were to put him IR, I believe he would have to miss the game after the bye. But without putting him on IR, they've got 2 games, the bye. So that's 3 weeks right there. Yeah. So I think we're looking at coming out of the bye in week 14. So we are in week 11 right now. So obviously, if you have him, you're going to be missing him for quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, A.J. Dillon, yes, is the clear one. I kind of worry about what their run game's going to look like. I mean, A.J. Dillon, he's a big bruising back, but he's been good at times in the carries he's gotten. Like, he's had certain games where he'll average 5 yards a carry, but then he'll have other games where he only averages 2 or 3 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if they're going to try to and he had a big catch last week, a deep catch. Going to try to get him involved in the passing game, similar to how they do with Aaron. Or if, what's the other guy's name? Patrick Taylor is their 3rd running back. I wonder if maybe he's going to be the pass-catching type back.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't know much about that guy yet. But.
I definitely, without a doubt, I would trust Dillon to be RB2 this week. Or going forward, at least with Aaron Jones out.
I'm starting him.
I definitely would feel comfortable starting him in what he can put up in terms of points, especially when they get down to the goal line. Yeah. He's going to be big. He had 2 touchdowns last. Surprisingly, those were his first 2 touchdowns of the season.
Yeah.
But he's going to get a lot more goal line touches now. Aaron Jones has had. Even Aaron Jones has only had 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, Aaron Jones has had that. Honestly, that had a lot to do with my trade too.
Weird.
Yeah.
He's been good, not great.
So, next, Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Any word on him? So, he has to have 2 positive tests. Or negative tests. My bad.
So with Nick Chubb, he's still on the COVID list because he has not had a negative test yet.
Mm-hmm.
So with his situation, what he has to do is by Sunday, he has to have back-to-back days with a negative test. So as of right now, this is Wednesday night, and so he has not had a negative test yet. So he's got tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday he has to have Friday at the latest. He has to have a negative.
You know how many? Do you know how many conspiracy theories are about to come out of this season? Like the next two, like over the years, like 10 years from now. Like say, I have a weird thought. Say, Cowboys, because y'all think y'all are going to the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl and then Dak tests negative or positive for COVID like the day before. And then people are going to be like, oh, it's the COVID scandal. Someone paid them to...
Yeah, I mean...
Could you imagine...
They already had a Super Bowl last year when it was
Yeah, but could you
worse.
imagine bettors being able to pay off doctors?
No, stop it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
Vegas makes more money.
How wild would that be, though, if the starting quarterback gets COVID?
I mean, it'd be wild.
I feel like there would be some money involved in that.
I would go that it would be the
Because,
opposite.
the NBA lottery is all rigged.
Probably.
You ever heard about that conspiracy theory?
Oh, yeah. That's a weird one. But
Yeah.
I would say if there's any type of paying off test, it would be if someone tests positive the week before the Super Bowl and they pay them to make it negative, you know, so that they can play.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't
this
know.
is
I
not
just
the
feel like
conspiracy
10 years from
theory
now,
show.
there's going to be like a COVID scandal.
Yeah, well, this ain't the conspiracy theory show.
So
So.
we will have one for sure.
Oh, yes.
I'm all about
I
them.
don't know. I don't like the ones that you like, but you got some weird ones. So he's got two. If Friday comes around and he's still positive, he's out.
Okay.
So
stash.
it's weird. I thought for sure he'd be. If
Stash
keep
Deandre
holding
Johnson.
on to if you have him, do not drop him yet.
Yeah.
Hold on to him.
It sucks too because I have him and I can't free up a roster spot.
Yeah.
But now I'm to the point where I'm just gonna keep him. I think because Nick Chubb's been hurt and then he got COVID.
Yeah. But Kareem Hunt will
Yeah,
come
when's
back.
he supposed to come back?
Probably week 12.
I haven't seen anything over that.
So he's still, I'm looking at it right now, he's still out for this week, but they say he's getting close. So if Chubb is out, it is Dearness Johnson again. But week 12, so next week, potentially could see Kareem Hunt back out there.
Okay, awesome. Any other key injuries? McLaurin hurt his shoulder, but he
came back into the
he was
game,
limited
though,
in practice. Rodgers hurt his toe. He was limited in practice, but that shouldn't hold him back.
And then James Robinson was out of practice today.
Yes, I saw that.
But they're saying knee, so a knee and heel. Obviously, he's had the heel issue going back to that game. He missed a week for it already. The knee is the new one, but it looks like everybody's saying it might just be a precautionary. Did not practice.
Well, now Joe Flacco is the starting quarterback for the Jets. This whole season has been weird. I mean, Cam Newton scores a touchdown his first play back in the NFL.
That's my guy. You know, I love Cam Newton.
He's still a tool.
I don't care. He's back.
Oh my
That's what
god.
matters. I love Cam Newton, dude.
Yeah. I don't.
But I think that's all for our injury
So,
update.
did Colin ever text you back? Are we allowed to discuss this trade?
Yeah.
He said yeah?
He said he's feeling a little under the weather, so be prepared. But I told him I don't care. We're still
All right,
calling.
I'm going to call him. I should...
Now?
Yeah, I wish he had Discord. That's what we need.
It's Discord. It's not Discord.
Yeah, Discord. That's what I said.
So
you hear
everybody
him?
can... I can hear you. I'm just going to set it up so everybody understands. Colin just texted me. Colin is one of our friends who plays in our main friend group league. He had just texted me right before we started recording saying,
Yeah, he's
hey,
on.
somebody sent me a trade. What do you think of this?
All right, Colin. We want to hear.
There?
Yeah, we want to hear more about your trade. Can you hear him, Cameron?
I can hear him.
Yep, Colin.
What's up?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Awesome. Well, you're live on Fantasy Football Entertainment.
It's not live.
Nice,
It's recording, but
So me and Cameron want to hear more about this trade you were offered.
so yeah.
What trade
To tell
are you
you
talking
what
about?
it was.
What was the trade, Cameron, for Henry?
We'll have Colin tell you.
Yeah, you
Oh,
tell
you want
us.
me to say it?
He doesn't
Should I
know
say
which
it?
trade it was.
Yeah.
He
So
sends like 10
he
trades a
has-
day. So
this is our
At least.
dynasty league. That's true. Our dynasty league. He has Derrick Henry, and the trade offer is Derrick Henry for
I can hear him.
Josh
all.
Jacobs
Nothing.
and a first-round pick.
all right, because you're on my phone. So it's Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and a first-round pick.
No, Derrick Henry for
I mean, it's something
Mike
to
Evans,
explore.
Josh Jacobs, and a
It's
first-round.
something to explore. What does that mean?
I mean, you think about stuff.
You think about the
You know,
stuff.
you just know Derrick Henry. He's coming off that Jones fracture, so you don't know exactly how he's gonna be.
Can you hear him, Cameron?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah. So
So I'm thinking if I can get a decent wide receiver and my pick back and a running back that I can stick into my lineup.
but there wasn't a receiver in this trade, was
Since
there?
I realized I
Mike
don't
Evans.
Oh.
have a second running back for we.
He is hung up on us.
And there you have it. That's Colin. Thank you for the call. We appreciate the information. So now, Colin, if you want to know what we think, you're going to have to tune in, and we'll tell you.
I think
So
that's what we have to deal with all the time, right there.
I was going to say, for a little bit of context, Colin lives basically in the middle of nowhere in South Fort Worth area, so he's got bad internet. But
He said, "What
yeah,
trade?"
so-
That's how you know you send a lot of trades.
yeah, and it's our dynasty league, and
I was gonna
this is
ask
the
him.
first year. What?
I'll go. I was gonna ask him how to get Henry back. So he said he wants a good receiver.
A good running back.
I think
And a pick.
I think I can make it work.
What are you gonna send him? Nick?
No, not Chubb. I sent him Dalvin Cook.
Oh, yeah, right. Anyway, Colin, I probably would not make that trade because I think you can get more value for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I'm gonna offer him Dalvin Cook. My season's in shambles, anyways. I'm actually in second place in that league, but
you've lost 2 in a row.
one in a
I'm
row.
I'm hot on your heels. I'm only 1 game behind you.
Yeah, I lost Henry, so I had to.
Everybody been talking crap, dude. Everybody, man. Everybody loves to see me lose in this league.
Yeah, well-
Everybody's talking crap. I'm a game back of second place.
Yeah, well, you won't beat me.
I started off bad, but I'm 5-5. This is actually the league. Well, no, this is not the worst record I have, but it's the second worst record I have, and it's 5-5. I'm only in one of my 5 current leagues. Am I under 500? So that kind of tells you, hey, listen to me. I know what I'm doing.
Colin's coming back.
He's calling back. Oh gosh, just hang up on him.
No,
Tell him
no.
we don't need him anymore.
Hey, we already answered all your problems, so.
Well, I didn't get to listen. My phone died on me.
You'll be able to listen tomorrow.
Yeah,
I don't
tell
wanna
him
listen
he's gonna have to
tomorrow.
listen tomorrow to find out what we
Well,
think of that.
I want Henry back. What would that take?
Oh, you know the price.
I know what. Dalvin Cook.
No.
There you
I
go.
traded Henry for Dalvin Cook, so now you're telling me that's not a fair trade?
No, that's not a good trade. What do you mean?
You told me it was a great
Alright.
trade.
I did tell you it was a great
Y'all
trade,
worry
but that's
about
also
this
about
later,
suckering
okay?
in on some trades also. I can't just do that kind of thing. What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to send you some trades for Henry.
Okay.
Might involve.
Yeah, because it looks like you need some since you're starting A.J. Dillon. That's your second back.
Hey, he's gonna have a big day. Chubb still got COVID.
Yeah, no, I'll trade you Derrick Henry for Chubb and Lockett.
You can have Lockett. He's a waste of time.
I know he is.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll be sending you some trades. Thank you for joining the show.
Tell him, Colin, for being on the show today. You don't receive
All
anything,
of it and my phone died, and I was like, oh.
but hopefully we'll be able to give our guests something cool.
Yeah, you'll be able to hear our feedback about your trade.
Tell him for being on today's show, he gets a free veto bag.
No.
No? Well, I tried. Sorry, Colin.
All right.
That's incentive to have people call in or to have people answer our calls to come on the show. We got to incentivize it.
Yeah. If you tune in, we'll let Cameron take off his shirt for all the YouTube viewers.
I might do it. I mean, don't test me.
We need some
Although
subscribers.
it's getting a little cold out. Yeah. I'll do whatever it takes. Look, I already got the sleeves rolled up.
Yeah.
Down. There's too much skin.
I'm telling you, our combine will get a lot of views. We're going to do it Saturday morning. I'm going to send out a text.
I'm not in any kind of shape to do it.
I've been running a mile and a half every morning, so I'm ready.
Can we do it next? That's what I'm saying. Let's do it when there's an actual NFL combine.
You got to always be ready for that phone call, Cameron.
So we can compare ourselves to what the actual professional athletes are doing.
You got to stay ready for that phone call. Always.
Out of shape.
Looks like you'll be last pick. But, alright, let's jump right into it. Top 10 flex fantasy football players through week 10.
So far.
So far what?
I'm saying, like, so far through week 10.
Yeah. I was like, what? I didn't know what you were trying to say. I figured you were trying to correct me. That's what you love to do.
No. I do, but...
I get to play Brooks this week, so that's an easy dub.
True. I got one last week. I only scored 100 points and I still won.
I never get that lucky.
I had sent a text to in our Game of Inches league. I scored the second fewest points and I won. Our third fewest points and I won. In a different league, I scored the second most points and I lost.
That's fantasy football for you.
Yeah, it's fantasy football, man. That's why I love this crap.
That's why I text y'all every week. I hate fantasy football.
But I love it. I hate it and I love it.
All right, so we're going to start with number 10 and work our way down number 1 for the big surprise.
Yeah. Wonder who that's going to be, huh?
Yeah. So, number 10. So, I'll do all evens. You do odds.
Sounds good to me.
Number 10, I got Debo Samuel for the San Francisco 49ers. Who would have thought?
No, you're on the wrong
What?
thing.
No, I'm on season.
Season stats for flex?
Yeah. Nope.
You're on overall.
Yeah, you caught me.
Switch it on over to flex.
Number 10.
There we go.
Travis Kelsey.
Yep.
That doesn't shock me at all. I have him in leagues. He's a monster. So he's got 84 snap percentage, 62 receptions, 747 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a total of 164.7 fantasy points. That's insane for a tight end.
I was just going to say, for context, Travis Kelsey, in terms of flex players, so running backs, receivers, tight ends, he's number 10. The next closest tight end is Mark Andrews at number 32.
Well, he has more receptions than half the receivers. He has almost as many receptions as Tyreek Hill.
He has the 5th most receptions in the entire NFL.
That's insane.
As a he's, I mean, it's him and it's Tyreek Hill. That's their offense.
Yet, the 1 week, this is how my fantasy year is gone. The 1 week I needed him to get 10 points. 10.
Yeah.
He got like 4, and I lost.
That is in non-PPR, correct?
No, it was PPR. It was awful. It was a game of Mahomes.
That Giants game. That Monday night game.
It was the game Mahomes literally threw an interception while falling down, and he just threw the ball up.
Yeah, the Monday night game against the Giants.
I was pissed.
Yeah, that was
10 points.
His worst game of the season.
Yeah, that's how my season's gone this year. So.
Yeah, he's had 6 or more catches in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 10 games played.
Yeah.
So 70% of the time this season, he's had 6 or more catches. That is just unreal from the time. Because the big thing is obviously no other offense uses their tight ends in the way that Kansas City does.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show how I was saying how he's number 10. The next closest tight end is number 32 overall flex player.
Does Andrews have more touchdowns? Because he's a touchdown fanatic.
So Kelsey has 5 touchdowns. Andrews has 4. Andrews has actually not had that many touchdowns this year.
Because usually he's live or die by touchdown in fantasy.
He has been very good touchdowns. He had 7 last year, 10 the year before. That's actually less than I would remember him having.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
Number 10.
And it is funny because Mark Andrews in Baltimore's offense is really the only other. Even though Baltimore's offense and Kansas City's offenses are very different, they both still utilize in the same. How they love to. It's almost as if obviously Tyreek Hill's still better, but it's almost as if Travis Kelsey is their main option. Just like in Baltimore's passing game, it's almost like Mark Andrews is their main option.
Their only option besides, well, now they have Bateman. Brown's having a big year. But in the past, Andrews is the only reliable one.
Right. And so it's one of those things, if you have Travis, he's such a luxury to have just because of what I was just saying, how the gap between him and the second best tight end is so big. If you have Travis Kelsey on your team, that's just
I'm
now
pissed.
the only thing I hate is how high you have to draft him.
Oh yeah, I'm furious because I drafted Waller over him in every league.
That's just
because I picked the first tight end, but all the mocks I did, all the stuff I read said Waller was gonna have another a huge breakout season.
Oh my gosh! Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In PPR leagues, Travis Kelsey has been the number 1 tight end 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Waller screwed.
That is insane.
Yeah. All right. So number 9. So Kelsey 10, 9. Who you got?
Number 9 is my guy, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
On top, this is going total scored for the season. Jamar Chase, they just had their bye week this week, so not everybody buys yet. They just had their bye this past week, so obviously he didn't have a chance to accumulate points. I wonder how high he would be on this list if he would have played last. Just looking at
you're breaking out a lot.
Oh, so here we go. Am I better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying was he had his bye last week, wasn't able to get any points. If they played last week, I'm just looking like he could easily be number 6 right now with just a
he has 168 points.
Yeah, and if he would have had his worst, like one of his worst games this season, he would have bumped up to being the 6th or 5th best player right now. But right now, he's number 9 overall. I mean, just incredible numbers. 100-yard games, 200-yard games. He had a streak of either 100 yards or a touchdown in the first 8 games played, I believe.
Most ever by a rookie, right?
Yeah, so he had, it was at least, through 8 weeks he had the most, maybe it was 7.
Yards by a rookie.
8 and 9, he kind of had down weeks, but through 7 weeks he had the most yards ever by a rookie.
Yeah.
I believe the most touchdowns ever. I said it a few weeks ago, is he a top 5 overall wide receiver in the NFL? Since then, he kind of had his two worst fantasy
That's
weeks.
because you curse fantasy football players.
Dude, I didn't curse him. Their team had duds the past 2 weeks.
He is still top 5 right now.
He's still the number 5 overall receiver.
Yeah.
But in overall flex positions, he's number 9.
Yeah.
So if you have Jamar Chase in a dynasty league, oh my gosh, you got to be salivating right now. It's just incredible to have that kind of production.
The only reason you say that is because I traded you him. And it's just a subtle slap in the face.
Nobody knew it until you brought it up.
I got Nick Chubb, so I don't care.
Do we what the trade was?
It was Nick Chubb for Jamar.
It was Keenan Allen and Nick Chubb for Jamar Chase and James Robinson.
So that's a fair trade.
Plus your first and second round pick.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I throw picks around like nothing.
That's true. So yeah, Jamar Chase, 9th overall as a rookie. High-powered offense, but as I said, past couple weeks, the
curse of Cameron.
Cincinnati's lost 2 straight games.
Anytime he hypes anybody up,
you're right. I hyped Derrick Henry up. He goes and breaks his foot. I hyped Jamar Chase up. He had his 2 worst fantasy games of the season.
James Robinson up. He got hurt.
I traded for James Robinson, and he gets hurt.
Yeah. So, yeah, number 10, Kelsey.
Yeah, I still.
Jamar.
He has a Jamar Chase. They actually have a kind of a rough stretch of games coming off the bye. But if you make the playoffs with him, he's gonna go off of the playoffs.
Number 8 is my favorite wide receiver in the NFL. He has not had the touchdowns that you would expect. He has been struggling at that. Yeah. But Devonta Adams still has 65 receptions. PPR king. I mean, the guy's unreal PPR.
PPR, great.
864 yards, but only 3 touchdowns. The touchdowns, as a Packers fan, have been really... But we've been running the ball more than we ever have in the red zone. And that's because we have thunder thighs.
Yeah, but like I was saying, A.J. Dillon only has 2 rushing touchdowns. We got him this past week. Aaron Jones only had 3 or 4.
We've been running the ball a lot and kicking more field goals.
I was going to say, they've been not a good red zone offense this year. Well, I would have to go look at the numbers.
Well, Mason Crosby has missed 7 of his last 14 kicks.
That too. I mean, y'all got a kicker issue over there.
Yeah. He's going to be done after this year.
This is I'm just looking at it. This is the first time that Devonta Adams has been so reliant on receptions. So, like, in PPR, he's number 4 overall receiver. In standard scoring leagues, he's number 9. I know that because I have him in my one standard non-PPR league. I have Devonta Adams, and he's only got 3 touchdowns this year, coming off a year where he had 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad. So I drafted Diggs over him, which Diggs he's not having a huge year either.
No.
But he at least has better stats. He doesn't, actually, in fantasy-wise. But he's been coming around. But
yeah, Devontae has been very reliant on his
PPR
catches this year.
That's just because we throw him the ball every other play.
At least recently. In the first 5 games of the season, 300-yard games. One of those was a 200-yard game. Yeah. But in the past 4 games, he has not eclipsed 100 yards.
Yeah.
And he's only had 1 touchdown.
Yep. So he has 169.4 fantasy points.
Yeah. So. To be fair, one of those games was with Jordan Love.
And the first game was against the Saints that we crapped to bed.
Yeah. I did see a stat. He has the most yards, or 3rd most yards per route run. In terms of yardage.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So who you got?
Stat.
Who's next? Number 7.
So number 7, another guy who's near and dear to my heart, is not my favorite running back. I'd probably put him at number 4 of my favorite running backs right now.
Before you get on this, I want y'all to know there is not a single Cowboy in this top 10. All right. Go on.
Who cares?
I care.
7-2. It's because we have 3 great receivers. We don't have just 1.
Yeah. Where's Zeke at, Mr. Hall of Fame running back?
Zeke is at number 14 overall.
Yeah.
All right, he's a number 7 overall running back.
Okay.
So that's good.
Either way. All right. Continue.
Either way, I don't care. 7-2, y'all. Number 7 is Naji Harris, who another rookie. He's the second rookie to show up in the and he's actually, spoiler alert, going to be the last rookie to show up in the top 10. So him and Jamar Chase are the 2 rookies in the top 10 of overall fantasy points this year.
His snap percentage is unreal for a running back.
The reason I love Najee so much, but also kind of the reason I think that he gets so many points is because consistently he has one of the highest snap percentage.
86%. That's crazy.
Yeah. It has dropped down. The first 3 weeks of the season, it was 100, 95, and 95. Mm-hmm. Then it kind of took a little bit of a dip because, those first few weeks,
give you an idea,
they could not run the ball.
Joe Mixon has no help in Cincy, and his is 65%.
Yeah.
And he's kind of in the same situation as Najee.
That is kind of one of the things that when I really first started to kind of look into that, it is shocking how many or how few players have like over 70% of their snaps, like play their 70% of the team snaps in terms of running backs. Yeah. And nowadays in the NFL, almost every single team has at least 2 running backs that they use.
Well, Najee has higher snap percentage than Derrick Henry. That's nuts.
Is that right?
Yeah, Henry's 71.
So, pretty consistent. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, you're separating by that because he's 86 entire season.
Yeah,
which is nuts.
That's
by far and away that nobody else is over 80, and he's at 86% of teams.
Jonathan Taylor's 61.
There's only 5 players that, like I said, there's only 5 players who running backs have played 70% of their team snaps.
Yeah, and
that's shockingly low to me, at least whenever I was going through and kind of like paying more attention to that, because now I like to look at that whenever I'm deciding.
It's a big stat.
Is this a run? That is huge because your running backs can't score points unless they're on the field. So I like to have guys who have high snap counts. But yeah, so Najee Harris recently has gotten a lot better in the running game. They are giving him carries. He's had 5 straight games with over 20 carries. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of workload. That's borderline Derrick Henry type workload that they're giving this guy.
Speaking on that, so not to go on a rant here, but if we took Derrick Henry out of the top 10, so kind of a spoiler there, he's still in the top 10. Deandre Swift would have been our number 10. And he had 32 carries last week.
Yeah, that was a crap game, dude.
32 carries, though. His snap percentage is 73%. But Jamal Williams has been hurt.
Yeah, well, he was. The crazy little side note from that, he had carries all season in a game.
Well, guess how many receptions he has.
Oh yeah, I think he leads running back still, right?
He has 50.
That's nuts.
He's
gonna get 100.
He has more receptions than Jamar Chase.
Does he really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And they still have 8 games. He might break 100.
Unreal.
And yeah, that kind of transitions into the reason Najee Harris is so high on here. He's got the second most catches by a running back. Najee Harris has 44 on the season. A lot of that was in one game. He had a game in week 3 where he had 14 catches.
14, yeah.
For 100 something. Which is funny. But recently gotten a lot more carries. Like I said, 5 straight games, 20 plus carries. Last week he had only his second career 100-yard rushing game. The average is still not there with Najee, which is really my biggest concern or biggest pause with him, is that his yards per carry is not good at all. It's really not. It's towards the bottom of the league in terms of players with 100 plus carries.
Yeah.
But the volume is there. So as long as the volume stays there, he's going to consistently be a top 5 fantasy running back. They just desperately need better offensive line and a better quarterback.
I agree.
Okay.
So, number 6, we got Austin Eckler. We won't really talk much about him. He's got 179.3 points. 66%.
Hold on. Wait, time out. Why did you say we're not going to talk much about him?
Just because he's not that fun to talk about.
Well, it's funny because in our friend league, Drew has him, and comment before that we always discount him and we don't talk about his players. It's funny. So sorry, Drew. It's gonna happen again.
He's just not a very flashy person.
It doesn't feel like he kind of was a surprise to me, and just based on I didn't think he was.
But you had him ranked high preseason.
Oh, for sure. No, like I had him at like number 5 preseason, and you kind of laughed at me. You and Brooks kind of laughed at me for that. He's currently the number 3 overall running back.
Well, that's because his quarterback's highly overrated. So
well, that's actually a deeper conversation for a different time. It's the style of offense that the Chargers are playing right now. No, don't even get me started. He has one of the Herbert has one of the worst depth of targets in the entire league, which is insane for a guy with as big an arm as he has and who's accurate throwing the ball down the field.
With two elite receivers, and a top 5 tight end. Yeah,
it's insane that they just throw these short routes all the time, and it frustrates me to no end. It's their stupid offensive coordinator, and I believe I brought it up in our preseason. One of my only concern about Herbert was his coordinator, who has screwed Stafford in the past, screwed Drew Brees in the past, and what's his name? Joe Lombardi is their offensive coordinator, and he doesn't like taking big shots. He just likes to methodically work. Anyway, that, like I said, you got me going on a little side tangent, but that benefits Eckler that they don't do, like they do a lot of those dump off, they do a lot of those short route because he gets his worst game. He's had 3 catches, so he gets a lot of catches out of the backfield.
Yep,
I believe he's got the 3rd most receptions.
Shout out to Seppi for having the 2nd most boring football team to watch on TV. So
they have to be my number 1 most frustrating team to watch.
They're so boring to watch.
Because I'm admittedly a bandwagon Chargers fan.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
The number one most boring team to watch on TV.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. God, I hate watching Pittsburgh so much. I would rather watch the freaking New York Giants.
Number 2 is the Chargers, though, no doubt.
No, they're.
It's like watching the Cowboys when they had Romo. All that talent, and they just dump passes.
Yeah.
That's
Austin Eckler.
So number 6. Number 5.
Yeah. So number 5 is
still Derrick Henry after missing 3 weeks.
Yeah. That's just insane.
That's why all my seasons have gone to complete crap.
Well, I'll have to send you something. There's his last 2 games were so bad in terms of yards per carry.
Oh, I know. He had 75 yards.
Yeah, in terms of yards over expected per carry, he had a bad last 2 games, and he's still up here because of how much they gave him.
Yeah. So number 4, I'll let you get this one since I kind of.
No, you got it. You said you got the evens because I'm looking at who the evens and who the odds are. I want the odds.
I know, that's why I was going to take it. Debo Samuel, 195 points, 83 snap percentage, almost 1,000 receiving yards already, 979, 5 touchdowns, 11 yards per reception.
Per target,
yeah.
He's got 18 yards per reception.
That's insane. And that is the number 1. Like, I give it to Cooper Kupp. He's had his moments where we thought he could be a star. Debo, wow. Like, No one thought that. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you think that. Like, nobody thought Debo Samuel would be the number 3 receiver in fantasy football this year.
Yeah, so guys with at least 50 targets, he's got the second most yards per reception, only behind Jamar Chase. So
Yeah.
Jamar Chase leading the NFL in yards per reception, but was right there at
But
number 2.
no one even had him top 10.
I was looking at I didn't have Cooper Kupp top 10 either.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and Debo Samuel, dude.
He was.
I love watching the dude
I
play.
guarantee if we go look at PFF, he wasn't even a top 20 receiver.
He might have been. The big thing with him is just he was coming off of injury, so nobody really knew what he would do this year. But I mean, he's been great. He's one of my most fun players to watch.
He is fun to watch.
We were talking about fun. He's one of my most fun players.
He
Whenever he gets the
runs
ball in
like
his hand.
Well, he's been getting touches in the backfield.
Yeah, like this past week they did a lot of that. I was watching a lot of like NFL Network stuff. It was to keep that. It was really smart game plan to not have Jalen Ramsey just blanket him all night. To not have Jalen Ramsey come up and press him and get his hands on him. They were lining him up in the backfield to put the defense in weird spots so that he could get better.
They look good. They look really
better
good.
matchups. Yeah, I mean the Niners are so confusing.
Don't y'all play them?
We do not. We don't play the Niners this year.
Y'all play the Chiefs and then the Raiders, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Y'all got a tough schedule coming up. Y'all play at Kansas
Chiefs,
City.
Raiders.
In the cold.
Home on Thanksgiving. The Raiders.
Yeah, it's gonna be
the Raiders are depressing me lately.
Well, y'all going to play in Missouri after y'all are spoon-fed perfect air conditioning and all that. Y'all might struggle in the snow. And y'all play in Philly. It's going to be a blizzard there, too.
Yeah, but they might not. I mean, that's the last.
That's the only thing bad about y'all playing in an indoor stadium.
Except for whenever we get home field advantage, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, that never happens. That's why y'all played in Green Bay and Des dropped it.
Oh, it's going to be sunny and 55 on Sunday. Don't even. I just looked up the weather in Kansas City.
I can't wait to watch that game with you and see Dallas get destroyed.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Debo Samuel. Dude, I say it all the time in our group text. He just he runs like he's a bully.
Yeah.
That's how I always say it. He just runs so mean. And I freaking love it.
Yeah, that's what I like too.
He's so good.
Number 3.
Number 3. Oh, yeah. Number 3. Oh, of course. My new favorite running back. Sorry, Nick Chubb. My new favorite running back, Jonathan Taylor, is currently the number 3 fantasy overall flex player. Current number 1 overall fantasy running back.
He's a beast.
And what did I say a few weeks ago? Whenever we were doing our panic or patience
You panicked.
episode, I did panic, but
I had patience.
This is where my curse helped. Since we did that panic or patience episode,
So what you're saying is that people should not listen to you on this show.
Kind of no, because I said I was panicked just because of his touches. It was insane.
He
how
still
few
doesn't have a
touches
lot.
they were
He only
giving
has 60% of snaps.
Well, since we've done that, he has had at least 65 snaps in every game since then.
Yeah.
This past week, he had 84%. Just beautiful. They're utilizing him more in the passing game, which is great. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. But he's had... Look at this, dude. He's 7 straight games with a touchdown.
Yeah, unreal.
And 4 out of 5 games with 100 yards.
And I've played him in the last 3 weeks in at least one league.
He's the number 1 running back in standard or PPR. I have him in our standard league.
I've had a rough 3-week stretch. I've played Kupp, Mahomes, and Jonathan Taylor the last 3 weeks. In at least one league.
You're in like 12 leagues, so it's not really saying much.
I still have a winning record in all of them but one or two. So.
I bet it's your money leagues, huh?
No, I'm 5-5 in that one.
Nah, I'm kidding.
6-4. I don't know. But yeah, number 3, JT.
Yeah, so sorry, I'm looking up
200
in our
211 fantasy points.
He actually the funny thing is he just tied. I think he's tied with Derrick Henry for the most rushing yards on the season. Yeah,
just now.
He tied him left. Yeah, just now tied Derrick Henry. Well, he's got. Give me 1 second.
Lucky. He's just gonna get a rushing title handed to him now.
Well, to be fair, so they have the same amount of rushing yards. He has 58 less carries than Derrick Henry.
Well, that's because they have a real quarterback.
That's because. Oh, stop it! Ryan Tannehill's better than Carson Wentz.
Not this year.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
How do you think they're still good with Derrick Henry hurt?
Because they have a good O-line.
Oh, stop it! Tannehill's good. He's a good quarterback.
Carson Wentz is number 11. Tannehill's number 12.
Okay, that's literally back-to-back, and B, that's just fantasy talk. I'm talking about real-life quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill's better than Carson Wentz, and I will fight you on that. But we're not talking about them. Jonathan Taylor, just keep feeding him the ball. This was the first game all year where he's had more than 20 carries. But he's had at least 5 yards a carry in 5 straight games.
Mm-hmm. He's almost at 1,000 yards.
Give him the football. He's one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Behind Chubb.
Give him the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into that more. That was my big issue before, was just Frank Reich was like, nah, we've got Naheem Hines. We've got Marlon Mack. Let's just rotate him.
I'm sure he'll go down this week. So.
I'm sure he will after I just said how great he is.
Number 2, Tyreek Hill. Kind of a no-brainer. I mean, the guy's just a freak athlete. As soon as he gets the ball, he gets at least 5 yards because of how fast he is. He has 855 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns, 75 receptions.
Nuts.
And then 11.4 yards per reception.
Third most touchdowns.
Yeah, unreal.
In the NFL.
But he's just a freak athlete. That's all it is.
Well, I mean, he's just so consistent. I mean, number 2 last year, number 1 2 years before that.
Yep, and I traded him away.
The crazy thing is, I forget how young he is. He's 7 years old.
Yeah, I traded him for DK.
That's young. Straight up? No, and a first-round pick.
Yeah. DK has not done nothing. So.
Yeah, that was really, really dumb.
Well, DK's like 24 years old. It's a dynasty. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, DK struggled this year. But yeah, Tyreek Hill number
Mr.
2.
Reliable.
He is.
4th most receiving yards, 3rd most receiving touchdowns, 2nd most targets. How many catches? Let's go. 2nd most catches.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I agree.
That's what they do with him.
So
and to be fair, Jonathan Taylor is only like a 1.5 behind him. So he's right on his heels. Tyreek Hill would be the number 1 flex fantasy. Be sticking out more if it weren't for the number 1 overall. Obviously, everyone knows the Cooper Kupp. God. I said it in our group text a week ago. He's going to have a top 5, maybe at worst top 10 fantasy season ever.
Who has the best fantasy football season ever? Michael Vick?
So Randy Moss, I know, has one of the best wide receivers. LaDainian Tomlinson has one of the best running backs because the year he scored like 26.
The year Michael Vick was on the Eagles, he had an unreal fantasy.
Yeah, but not as good as you're remembering.
Yeah, we were young.
But, yeah, I know, just because you hear it every now and then. I do know Randy Moss, his year in New England, whenever they went 16-0, he had a top fantasy season ever.
Kamara had a freak season too, 2016.
A lot of touchdowns.
16?
Oh, yeah. But anyway, he is insane. So he's got 10 more catches than the next he leads the NFL in catches.
He has
10 more than
he has
10
40
more,
more points.
Yeah, he's got only one more touchdown, but he's got nearly 200 more yards than the next closest. He's already at 1,100 yards.
That's what I was about to say.
I mean,
well, he has
116
targets. Yeah,
it's nuts, dude. He is.
He struggled.
I keep kind of in the back of my head, like expecting it to
drop off.
It hasn't.
And they have a very easy schedule coming up. They're playing. Yeah. Well, they're playing the only hard teams they're playing are Green Bay, Arizona, and honestly,
even
San Francisco.
Arizona gives up a lot of receiving yards, and Arizona actually was his worst game of the year, 5 catches for 64, but they got killed in that game.
Very easy schedule. Green Bay's our hardest team defensively.
He has this is insane. He has more games over 100 receiving yards than he does under.
Yeah, that's unreal. But yeah, number 1, if you have him, it's your lucky day. If you have Debo and Cooper, you're probably going to win the championship.
He's had at least 92 receiving yards in every game except one.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's just you can just rattle off any of these and it's just insane. He's had I mean, his worst game was 5 catches. He's had 3 games of 7, then all the rest are 9, 10.
That's just stupid.
Just crazy. And this is the first year in our dynasty that he's not on my. I've had him for 4 straight years in our dynasty, and this year we did a redraft and he's not on my team.
I had him.
You have no idea. You have no idea how much that actually hurts me.
Yeah, well,
I've had him for so long.
I had Derrick Henry and CMC at one time, so I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, that's true. That was before Derrick Henry became Derrick Henry.
I had Derrick Henry, CMC, and Kamara, I think.
To kind of, since we're, kind of done with this, when we first started our dynasty, it was maybe year 2 into it. So this was, 5-6 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I actually just flat out dropped Derrick Henry from my team.
And Lamar Jackson.
So
why
did you bring that up? Oh,
I drafted Lamar Jackson, and he won MVP that season.
Yeah. So we were deciding our keepers, and it was his rookie year.
Yeah, he sucked.
He didn't do much. Yeah, he didn't look that great. So I had him. And I had Baker. Oh God! I had him and Baker Mayfield on my team.
He dropped Lamar,
and I could only keep one of the two. Kept Baker. Yeah, you're right. The very next season, Lamar had his actual MVP.
I don't know how I've never won a championship in our league. I've had some unreal rosters.
But yeah, so that's a good point. Either dropping Lamar or not keeping. I didn't drop Lamar. I didn't keep him for the following season. Yeah. I flat out dropped Derrick Henry before.
But injuries have really hurt me, honestly. I literally had Lamar, CMC, Kamara. My receivers weren't that great, but I don't know who I had. But I've had some pretty. I'm not looking before. At anything. But I just know I've had some pretty solid teams that haven't won a championship.
Well, in our dynasty league, it's dynasty. JR has been a dynasty in our league. He's won 3 straight.
He'll probably win this year too.
He might win again. He beat me twice and beat Colin once. So it's funny. I made the championship twice and then missed the playoffs the following year, and I might miss the playoffs again. So I'm kind of that team who took a beating in the championship game twice. And I haven't rallied yet from it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm still broken.
That's all I got for today's show besides our last question for you.
No cave nugget?
No cave nugget.
You're going to make people stop listening.
I doubt that. Your voice is too good.
Oh, thank you. But we need a cave nugget.
So my question...
I'm going to...
Cave nuggets are for in person.
Oh, never. Oh, trust me?
Huh?
Because you don't trust me or what?
Exactly.
There's a camera watching me. Sorry, I kind of...
So our question is, would you rather... Can you hear me? You're like frozen. I didn't hear you at all.
I can hear you.
Oh. Would you rather have season tickets to the Cowboys in the nosebleed section, like, Jerry's World, you can't see anything, or season tickets to the Eagles on the 50-yard line, perfect seats for the rest of your life, and you get $1,000 for every game you go to?
Ah, dang it. Well,
but you have to watch the Eagles every Sunday. You can't.
Oh, because here I was gonna say, I'll pick that option and I'll just sell.
No, you have
every
to go
game.
You have to go to every.
I'll go to one game a year, and it's when they play the Cowboys.
You have to go to every home game.
Yeah, no, but I get $1,000 each time I go.
Yeah.
But I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm picking that one.
You're gonna go to every Eagles game.
At least for a while.
No, for a lifetime.
$1,000. That's $8,000 a year.
Or you have season tickets to the Cowboys for a lifetime, but nosebleed.
This is very difficult because obviously I would like to watch the Cowboys, but I would also like $8,000 for free every year for the rest of my life for doing just going and watching football. I mean, eventually, one of those games is going to be a Cowboys game. Eventually, at some point, they're going to be a good team, so it'll be entertaining to watch. And every now and then they'll be awful, and they'll be even more entertaining.
Do you think you'd become an Eagles fan?
No. Stop. No.
So
stupid question.
So what would you do?
No, I would pick the Cowboys. Yeah.
You'd rather sit in the nosebleeds and pay $40 for a beer at Jerry's World.
Well, here's the thing: is I prefer watching games at home because, I've said it before on here. I've never actually been to an NFL game, but I like watching at home because I can watch every single game. I can keep up with I watch it for fantasy. I watch Red Zone, all of that.
Yeah, that's why I went to a Thursday night game this year. I didn't have to miss out on all that.
There you go. Yeah. So, if I had to pick, I would pick the Cowboys one.
Man, I don't think I could do that. I think I'd rather go watch Vikings every day for $1,000.
It's because you're not a real back.
I am, but I like money, and I could always just watch Packers on my phone during the game.
And because y'all's rivalries suck compared to the NFC East rivalries.
What do you mean? Y'all's have the worst division ever.
Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Cowboys football team, Washington football team. Those are historic rivalries.
Well, I feel like whenever
they're usually good. Obviously, recently it's been crap.
I feel like whenever Favre went to Minnesota, it kind of ruined that.
Because you had to root for him.
Yeah. And then Detroit's garbage.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a team who's never going to be a real rival.
Yeah.
Chicago's so.
Yeah, that's probably our only real rival now is Chicago.
Yeah, Minnesota just seems like a weird. Obviously, Green Bay and Minnesota are in division, but I don't know. Like, I kind of don't feel like I don't get that intensity when the two of them.
Only against Chicago.
But I do. Like, I feel it with Chicago.
Yeah.
But like with the Cowboys and all three of their division opponents, you can it's intense every time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Eagles being the worst.
That's why Dak broke his ankle.
It was a dirty hit.
I know.
Freaking Giants. Logan Ryan.
But, yeah, that's all I got today for fantasy football entertainment. You have anything else for the fans before we exit?
Just make sure you watch Sunday, because there's still some doubters, one being Justin, but after the showing we put up against Kansas City, there ain't going to be no doubt anymore.
This
is a Super Bowl contender.
No chance in hell the Cowboys beat the Chiefs.
I'm just saying. They might beat them bad.
We will see. But once again, I want to thank y'all all for tuning in, watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow us. Us at Fantasy Football Entertainment. Appreciate you. And we are looking forward to having more shows. And we will definitely keep y'all updated on the 2021 Turkey Bowl. For sure.
We might have to have an emergency 20-minute podcast recapping that one.
Yeah, we will. We're having game time interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Colin will not be making an appearance. So
he just has to live 2 hours away.
Yeah, but we're definitely having a combine. I'm about to send out a text. For sure.
Okay.
You're definitely going to look like Tom Brady at his combine.
I'm still agile. The good thing is there's no mile runs at the combine. So
there's going to be a 40-yard dash.
That's fine. 40 yards ain't far. I can run 40 yards. I'll be winded at the end of it, but it's not a mile run, like I said. I can do short bursts. I can't do the long distance stuff right now.
Well, thank you for allowing the time to meet up. So
yeah,
I'm Justin.
I am still Cameron.
And later.
There you go. Peace.